Hello, gamers and geeks, and welcome to another D&D session. I'm Anthony, I'm the DM, and I run games of Dungeons and Dragons on the Games and Geekery Discord server. And today we're playing Blood Feud. We're on the 48th episode now. This episode is gonna be called Raiding the Cottage. And what the players like to
I've been working really hard on my portfolio.
Introduce us to their characters.
Yeah, I'd love to. Hi, I'm Rika. I'm the party wizard half dragon of the group. Who last session got his ass kicked into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah. And I volunteer Scarlet. Change it up.
Okay. Scarlet. Now. We have rebelled against them.
Did you call me?
Yes, would you be so kind as to introduce your character?
Yes, I'm just pulling up my sheet.
Okay. It's always good to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never remember who I'm playing.
Scarlet, the Magma Method, the Barbarian.
Well, thanks for introducing my character for me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Guess you're done then. Who's next, Amanda? Who would you suggest?
I can go ahead.
Alright, that works.
I am Rob. I play Malrock Doomrider, the Goliath Paladin Sorcerer.
Woo. And
Who's left to nominate?
that leaves us with Blood Dancer, Fear, Nightwatch, Kiza.
Fia.
Fear.
Hey, yep, I play Fia, who is a Shadowkai rogue. She likes to... She's a phantom rogue. Likes to disappear and shoot things.
And take long walks on the beach, right?
Yep, that's her thing. Especially if it's a pebbly beach.
Pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, who next? Will it be Kiza? Will it be Nightwatch? Will it be Blood Dancer?
Blood Dancer. Blood Dancer can go next.
Ooh, Blood Dancer! Yeah!
Hey, I is playing Blood Dancer, the sassy half-orc with levels in Warlock and...
Warmlock?
Yes,
What's a Warmlock?
Warlock.
Warlock, okay.
And unfortunately, he's not very happy at the moment because he lost his patron last session.
Where did you lose it?
Well, Havana kind of made him explode. There's bits of him there and there and there. Looks like there's a
Who's
bit in
that?
over there. Yeah, so he's not very happy at the moment. I choose Kiza.
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 Yeah, I'm playing Kiza, the Hexblood champion fighter, who is off to do their own thing at the moment for justice. Yay! That just leaves you, Nightwatch.
Hello, my name is Nightwatch. I am a Twilight Warforged Cleric of Praise the Moon, and I have my daughter Marceline. I keep catching on fire.
Okay. Poor plant baby, indeed. So, what happened last time we played?
Several hundred person army of Havana Knights stood on the other side of a recently opened gate, ready to face off against dragons and pirates and a group of poor adventurers stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
And instead of letting the pirates and the dragons handle the army, for some
Ungodly reason.
unknown reason, the group of adventurers decided that they needed to take on an entire army.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Like, why gather allies if you're just going to fight the army on your own?
yeah,
Hey, they helped a little bit.
yeah, but we could have been doing so much more productive anyway.
Yeah.
So large fight that was going surprisingly well, all things considered.
Yeah.
And then somebody challenged the near godlike being to quit fighting through his surrogates and basically challenged him to stop being a big coward and come face us himself. They sent an aspect of themselves to do just that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the fight did not go the way the near godlike being thought, as they were getting their butt handed to them still. Which actually caused one of the adventurers, caused Kiza to be like, yep, this is boring, you're not worth my time, summon the others so I can have a good fight. And walk away. And of course, that probably caused Havana to throw a punch or to throw a blow at her, missing completely, further proving her point that he was beneath her and not worth her time.
Mm-hmm. Seems a little odd, right?
At least in that instance.
So then Rika got cocky and tried to take a punch.
Yeah, that didn't turn out so well for Rika. But regardless, at some point, either because we were not backing down or some other reason, the aspect of Havana decided to get out of there and ran away.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were many discussions as to, oh crap, if we go to sleep
and whatever, this will just be reset because we went in the wrong order yet again. As the time control person, we'll just be like, this never happened.
Yeah. So you've decided that you need to get rid of Granma first.
Yeah. We started this by starting a bit of a civil war within the academy already, and some people are planning on, I think, going to the cottage, and another group is plotting other things to weaken the time stream thing of Grandma and all of her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we shall see how it all turns out in today's exciting adventure.
Absolutely. Now, yeah. So yeah, we left off with so Kiza has departed, right?
Yep, Kiza's on her way to a farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What are the rest of you doing? I believe at this point in time you're all still camped out in basically at the edge of the battlefield in the city of Gate.
Yeah, so last left off after Kiza left, we were talking on whether we should go help Kiza and take out the child. And I made the argument on how the child will grow up and the younger Grandma will grow up, and that takes time. But if we let the oldest Grandma stay alive with all her power, she can still deny us. So we should go oldest to youngest. And we were having this conversation, and not much was getting done, and it got to the time where we called off the session.
Mm-hmm. Blood Dance is picking up bits of her broken sword. His broken sword. Me. And, but yeah, so you've gotten as far as deciding that, well, debating which order you should kill the Grandmas in. But have any of you discussed how you're going to get to the academy?
We had two ways, though. And we had one way, but Quiza is about to go ruin that method.
Yes,
No, I'm not.
Yeah, because the way was we were going to follow young Grandma into the academy when it opens up to let young Grandma in. But if you kill young Grandma, the doors might not open.
The cottage is always there, and any one of us who can cast magic would be able to smell the damn gingerbread.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say me and Marceline already have a necklace.
This is also true.
You think she hasn't deactivated your necklaces?
They were talking. Like last session, they were still chatting away.
Yeah, but you think after that? Never. Yeah, my guess would be that they might not work, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, the cottage for all those people without an amulet would be the best bet. And as far as I know, it's still going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess we go to the cottage.
Yeah.
It's worth trying the ambulance first, isn't it? Because doesn't that take literally 2 seconds to try them?
Well, everyone needs an
It takes
amulet.
time.
The issue is everyone.
Yes.
It doesn't make.
Yeah. The amulets are only a viable option if they can take you all through.
Yeah.
Rope method?
Hold hands.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That makes fighting rather difficult.
And you could see if
Yeah.
one worked and then go,
Malrock's
and then because you can come back as well, can't you? You can come back. You could check out the lie of the land.
Yeah.
I guess if we did.
Go on.
Oh, no, let Rob go first.
He points out that we're all in need of healing but don't have time, although we start the day. Now, City of Gate does have alchemy shops. Maybe...
There's one.
I'm sorry?
Citygate also has a single member who, if the amulet doesn't work, or he might have a way to help us in the fight, like to keep us together as well, we should keep in mind.
Who are you referring to?
Braziel.
Okay, so are you in character suggesting that you get Braziel's help?
No, Rika's never met Braziel, but out of character, he might become, might be someone who have something so that Granma's can't separate us if we leave.
Maybe.
But, yeah, the alchemy shops are like a need to go now thing.
Uh-huh. Or you can long rest at... There's a tavern, literally right next to the gate called The Last Drink.
Yeah. But we don't... The issue is time-wise.
Yes.
How long does it take for Granma to reset the timeline? We don't know.
This is true. Malrock says, on that note, would an anti-magic field work against it? Against the Academy? Maybe?
Yeah.
Still have to be...
The only issue is, what would happen if you put an anti-magic field inside a thing that uses magic to keep it stable?
It would destabilize.
And, yeah.
I like your thinking, Rob. Maybe a orb of silence, or the silence spell would work as well.
That would prevent them casting further spells.
Yeah.
Unless, at least ones that require verbal components.
What if we ripped open a bag holding inside Grandma's academy and then just called it a day?
You just put 2 bags of holding together inside the academy.
Well, Granma still exists, though. It's not the academy that's the problem. It's Granma.
Yeah.
And
if you put...
But in my scenario, the entire academy, Grandma included, would get sucked into a void.
If Granma gets pulled into the astral plane, then yeah.
But she's still alive, so that's my fear is...
That she could just plane shift back.
Exactly. We don't know the extent of her magic, but I'm sure if she's got timeline powers, she's got space magic.
Yeah, she has access to divination.
She makes amulets that lets you teleport, so, I think...
That, well, to be fair, that relies on a fairly simple principle called sympathetic magic. That any door can be treated as if it's any other door.
Yeah.
It's like quantum entanglement.
Exactly. But, yeah.
Simple.
In theory, it's simple, but to make that must have been complicated.
Okay. Nightwatch says that she tries out a door, so you're just going to walk up to the nearest building wearing your amulet and open a door.
Yep.
Academy. And you do see the halls of the academy beyond it. And
hey guys, it's working.
And a prepared squad of mages.
Unload fire.
Close door and think of another area of the academy.
Okay.
Think of Sooty.
You think of Sooty.
Yes.
who's in the academy.
There's no way she's gonna betray me.
Uh-huh. Bizarrely enough, when you open the door, it's the exact same location.
Gosh darn it, you're just like Deanne. Close door.
You're just like Deanne.
Wait, what? What is Dan doing now?
No. Nightwatch is seeking that Sooty is against Nightwatch now, so she's thinking, oh, okay, I've been betrayed by Sooty as well.
No. You have a high insight, yes, Nightwatch?
Okay, yeah.
You would know that since these are... Okay, when you're wearing Grandma's amulets, she knows what you're thinking. And she can redirect the magic as she sees fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is... she's hijacking your your intended destination and asserting her own.
Well, if that's the case, then Nightwatch just has to think that she just wants to go there for, a nice cake and some tea or something.
I got an idea. We're gonna need a dragon.
Nightwatch is not good at lying at all.
Yeah.
Okay, Marceline, I'm gonna need you to think very happy thoughts about the academy. Okay?
Nightwatch, can we please go to an alchemist first?
Okay, let's go.
Because I don't know if you've noticed.
I take off amulet.
Yeah.
Sean.
And I take off amulets as well.
I have a question regarding the three-headed dragon. At least one of those heads has a fairly practiced understanding of interdimensional travel and even plane creation, yes? Yup. I think a certain fairy dragon is going to run amok in the halls of the academy, don't you? Danger Doodle!
One of the heads on the three-headed dragon suddenly has an evil grin, and it's the particularly cute-looking one.
Does it split off from the rest of the dragon and disappear?
Yes.
Yeah. You see a rather large fairy dragon split from the rest of the dragon.
You see the blue one face claw. And who knows, maybe the black spiky one does that too.
Okay. Tilbus and Danger Noodle. Oh boy.
Wait, is he going to do that too?
That works. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So the blue one's left just sitting there, face clawing.
Was the two made the two yes. The chaotic neutral and chaotic evil aspects of the three-headed dragon fuck off to cause some mischief.
Yep.
Awesome. Speaking of mischief, what's Kiza doing? So,
Kiza is running as hard and as fast as she can to,
Mm-hmm.
to a farmhouse where she knows that there is a portal to the Feywild. Because somebody pointed it out to her at one point, and she was like, "Oh, that's where that went," and like almost revealed things sooner than she meant to.
Yes. Okay, so you're heading specifically for the well of Faywell Farm.
Well, no, she just happens because they said that there's something about that farm or whatever, and she is absolutely, even though she's supposed to be a good person, for the greater good of the plane, she's going to go and slaughter every living thing there.
Okay. So, first thing you come across is a sheep.
I kick it.
Roll the hit.
God,
It would be a d20 plus 10.
what is my... It's got to be a 10, doesn't it? Yeah,
It's a
okay.
10. Yeah. It's a d20 plus 10 to hit. 13. Yeah, that. Okay. And unarmed strike, unless you've got some...
It does 6 damage.
Yeah, it's a 6 points of damage.
It's a sheep.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping it's not...
Your foot passes right through the sheep. He's covered in blood and guts and wool.
I remember, I never claimed to be a good person. I mean, I am, but like...
You just did!
Yeah.
There's different ways of viewing good. The good of the many over the good of the few, and well, this is the good of the many. At least in her mind.
Mm-hmm. So, after you've kicked your way through your, I'm thinking, 4th or 5th sheep, the farmer comes, approaches you with his pitchfork, and
Then I'm gonna draw my greatsword.
roll initiative.
Goodbye, Mr. Farmer.
Net 1.
What are you doing on my land? Why are you killing my
It's
sheep?
possible, but I don't think so.
Pretty close. The farmer got a 19 for his initiative.
What was the farmer doing? Oh, was the farmer trying to hit me?
No. He's rolling initiative. I asked you to roll initiative. Do you really have?
Sorry.
So yeah, you go first on initiative because you got a 20.
Oh yeah, my initiative is a +8. I forgot about that. I was rolling an attack.
But you. Oh, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
12 hits, obviously. So
I don't know. I think
he tries to parry with the pitchfork, but fails.
How come your greatsword is a +8 and your to kick is a +10?
Because he's got Great Weapon Master, so he's doing a -5 to hit in order to give himself a +10 to damage.
Yep.
Which means...
I love that feature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, how exactly do you want to do this? Describe your brutal death. Or brutal murder.
She swings her greatsword straight, like in an overhead blow, cutting straight through the handle of the pitchfork, and so fast that it almost looks like nothing happens until the farmer slowly heals apart like a split banana.
So, like, one half falls one direction, the other half falls the other. Yeah,
Yep.
like a ship.
Yep. I wanted to say it that way, but I wasn't sure how many people would actually get the that, or what's that? 13 Ghosts or whatever with the glass door thing. Anyway,
Yeah, 13 Ghosts is the glass door, and I was also thinking the other one like that with the wire is Final Destination 2.
You turn him
yeah.
into
Wait,
you turn the farmer into a Damien Hirst exhibit.
and then I head for the house.
The mother sees you coming, closes the door, and shouts through the door at you, "Please, take anything you want. Take the children. Just don't kill me."
How thick is the door, Anthony?
It's probably easy for you to kick through. Yeah, she's an awful mother. Absolutely. It was her idea to sacrifice the children to the wood spirits. So, you know.
Does it sound like the person screaming is just on the other side of the door?
Yeah, like leaning with her back against it, sort of thing.
I'm thrusting the sword through the door.
Of course you are. Roll the hit.
Of course I am. Let me guess. Roll to hit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's the evil step.
Hold on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the right way.
Hey, you might miss. The lady has full cover. There's a chance. There's no chance.
Yeah. Even taking into account the resilience of the wood, 2 of those hit.
Would that be the crit?
Oh yeah, including the critical 19, yes. Because you crit on 19.
Yes, I do.
Of course the crit hits.
Hey, didn't you say you can't stab with a greatsword? You just stab the door to stab her.
No, he thrust. There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a
difference.
There is a difference because this is
Go on. I was being facetious, but go on. She did. You hear her death rattle on the other side of the door as you pull the sword out and find it covered in blood. And you, of course, hear the kadump thunk as the sword releases the body and it drops to the floor. You hear children screaming. You turn around and see the 3 of them there. The 2 boys look horrified. The girl, however, looks you right in the eyes and smirks.
I cast Hex on the girl and get ready to attack. Wait, no, I can't do that. I forgot. This is still the same day. I've used my magic up. I'm just gonna get ready to attack. I can't do anything right now because I can't be heard. I back?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been back.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
I was waiting for the attack roll. I thought
Oh,
you were
well,
gonna
I'm a little busy at the moment in the car.
go. Okay.
I have to go get.
Well, if you
school.
want, I can just tell you what happens regardless, because it is going to happen regardless. And you stride up to the girl and to cleave her in twain like you did her father.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna
The-
make my 3.
Yeah, the image of her shimmers, and you hear giggling around you. She's not there. The two boys run away screaming. The little girl is once again behind you.
I'm gonna deal with her. I'm gonna have to like seriously deal with her. But can I just throw a couple javelins at the boys?
Go for it.
I'd love it if Kiza gets her ass kicked in by this little girl.
What's it gonna matter? It's not like she's going to. It's not like she's actually going to die. Most likely, she's just going to disappear back to the Feywild.
Valid.
Who knows? This little grandma might be able to steal your soul.
Actually, no. It's a plus 10 too to hit with the javelin.
Yeah, I mean, even no matter what you roll, you're gonna hit them. Yeah, you hit them.
So that's a D6 plus 5.
Not one.
Javelin.
Yeah. Again, given that these are not only commoners but commoner children, well, no matter what you roll, they're freaking dead. Especially the one that has 2 stuck through him.
All right. Well, then I'm going to assume then, since I hit them and they are children, that they're impaled with the javelins.
Oh yeah, staked to the ground. Absolutely.
And because I rolled pretty decently on a couple of them, they probably went, like, to make it as quick and painless as possible, straight through the freaking heart.
Yeah, the little girl says, "Did you ever wonder why my stepmother wanted rid of us?"
Either because of you cursed little child, or the brownies out in the well.
I made a pact with the brownies. They're my friends. We like to play tricks on Mother. My favorite trick is the one where the day repeats itself. Doesn't matter what you do here. We'll be back again tomorrow. All of us. If I wanted, I could make you appear over and over again, killing my stepmother over and over again in 100 different ways. Wouldn't that be fun?
You don't really want to do that. It would ruin your sweet, nice person image.
It would also, it would ruin other things too, but it's fun to imagine. I think it's better that I do harmless pranks, that I just tease her the way I've always teased her. But you don't belong here, do you? You're more like them, the ones in the well. You should go home. Banishment.
Uh-oh.
I don't have my sheet on me, Anthony. Is it a 2?
Your charisma modifier is a +1. Charisma saving throw is a +1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not making this.
I believe in you. You're gonna get nat 20.
Oh, pretty close! Pretty close! No. Bye-bye. So,
Can you bring up banishment? I need to double check the wording on stuff, just so I know what she is in the.
If you're from the Feywild, you go back to the Feywild.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
And as long as she maintains concentration for a minute, you stay there.
Right. Okay. It doesn't say. Doesn't say that there's no way to.
Yeah, it doesn't prevent you from coming back. If you have plane shift, you can come right back again.
Did she forget that there's a freaking portal to the Feywild in her well?
No.
Yeah, but do you appear near that portal is the question.
Make an insight check, Kiza.
Regardless, if I have to fight my way back there, I will or whatever. And of course, if I can't use this character today, I have backup things.
Yeah. So with the 15, you entered the farm from outside the farm this time, and as a result, you're an external force. You're not really part of the story of Feywell Farm. You can interfere with it, but it doesn't stick. If you enter the farm via the well, you may become part of the story.
I could always just kill the brownies on the Feywild side.
And try to prevent Granma from making the pact with the Fae in the first place.
Pretty much, yeah.
There might be better ways to do that than killing brownies.
I could go back to one of the Archfey and order them and have them order the brownies to not accept the pact.
Find out which Archfey is responsible, maybe.
Yep, that's actually what she's. And given the fact that she's a little bit smarter than me, that's what she's going to go do.
Okay, cool. So while you are on an epic quest in the Feywild to discover which Archfey is responsible for this pact, who caused this mischief to begin with? Back in Gate.
Hi.
What's the rest of the party doing? Apart from watching a dragon split into 3.
We're going to go find an alchemy shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you going to head to the north or south part of the portion of the city?
I think there might be a herbalism shop around here.
I know we visited one in the city once.
Was it the one near the Temple District, Dr. Pepper's?
I think it was Dr. Pepper's.
Either Dr. Pepper's or the one that,
Wait, was this the town with the emotions juice?
This is also the town that has the the potions of joy, bliss, rapture, happiness. Yeah.
We visited an alchemy shop right next to that shop.
Right next to that shop.
It wasn't right next, or it was close by because we.
Are you talking
They
about the
gave
drug
us-
shop? 'Cause that's not an alchemy shop.
Yeah.
That was strictly a drugstore.
Yeah, but it pounded.
And I don't mean like
at,
CVS or whatever. I mean like
yes, but that they're narcotics, but it tries to convince its new customers at least that they are legitimate potions.
Yeah, but there was a shop nearby that gave us the down low on that,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure it was an alchemy shop or a herbalism.
Herbalism,
Kind of.
maybe. Yeah, but that's a slightly different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Kiza says I can't hear because lots of kids. Okay. Just surrounded by screaming Feywild wild children. You've ended up in Never Never Land and you're surrounded by the Lost Boys.
Could we make a check of some sort to see if we know where the nearest
Yeah, survival.
shop? Survival?
Or history.
Okay.
Whichever works best for you.
I'll do survival.
Nice. Nightwatch, there is a there's a shop nearby that you're almost preternaturally aware of the presence of that sells items infused with life glass.
I feel disturbance in the moon force.
Rika does remember where that herbalism shop is. Or anything else you can sniff out?
Do I just sense magic items or life glass itself?
It's for you. It's more the concentration of magical energies stored, contained, imprisoned for all intents and purposes within these gemstones.
I remember where the herbalism shop is, guys.
That's good. I feel a presence, and I feel like I should go towards it.
Do we have the time?
Do you have the time? Go ahead and stock up on anything we need, Rika. Okay, so Malrock is suggesting that Rika go to the herbalism shop and get as many herbs, salves, and tonics as possible.
Yeah, actually, I have alchemist proficiency, so makes sense. Okay, I'll be back, guys. And he runs off.
Yeah, Malrock, that does make sense that the wizard would know best what to do with
Yeah.
11 herbs and spices.
And it just so happens I took that proficiency.
Scarlet also thinks that's a good idea. Scarlet, do you want to go with the wizard just in case he needs some heat?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, what better way to cook up some potions than with a living freaking brazier? Melrock, lucky guess there. So, that leaves Night Watch. Blood Dancer, Fear, and Rika. No, Rika's the one that's going off. Yeah. Are you assuming my proficiency? So we're going to be making. Okay. You can magic the solution, can't you? Literally.
I'm running low on magic. I can't just magic everything.
Right, okay.
But I might magic this.
Solution in terms in chemistry is a mixture of ingredients. Anyway, so yes, you're off to the shops. Um, um, So, yes. And if you use the wrong ingredients, it can end badly. Yeah, it could. Like, yeah, don't put francium in water, for example. Okay, I'm going to address this out loud so that it doesn't keep distracting from the main story. In the meantime, unbeknownst to the rest of the party, Danger Noodle is using a combination of fairy magic, mischief, and just general chaos to essentially hack their way into the academy through like basically creating a backdoor. Like she's altering the vibrational frequency of the magic that holds it together to worm her way in. Tilbus is doing a much more obvious full frontal assault against the magical structure of the academy. Not with any real intention of penetrating it, just drawing the attention away from Danger Noodle. Does that answer your question, Xian? Awesome. Half the ingredients for spells are jokes or puns. This is true. So. Where are we? Oh, yes. So, those of you who... I can't say the word. You like jazz? What?
It's a meme.
Oh. Okay, I haven't seen that one. Anyway, Fear, Blood Dancer, and Nightwatch, and Malrock are still... I'm assuming you're heading towards the shop where you detected the large amounts of live glass, right?
Mhm.
Cool. The
Yes.
shop appears to be called Mike's Emporium, spelled M-Y-C-H-E. And there's a sign in the window that says closed, and then below that, by appointment only.
I knock on the door.
A gruff yet oddly youthful voice shouts from within, "Can't you read? We're closed."
Yes. Yes, but I felt the force of black glass in this general area. And they seem to be screaming.
The door opens a crack, and you see a youthful, almost elven face say, "You can hear them scream?"
I can sense them since I am run by their... I could just sense them.
Intriguing. And you appear to be not entirely human. You're a construct.
I am not a construct.
A golem?
Warforged.
Warforged. And which war were you forged for, or forged?
I do not know. I just know that my mantle was used to soak up energy.
Your mouth was used to soak up energy.
No, I would have to. I open my chest up and get power. Then it closed. Then I go back to whoever built me.
Very strange. Who built you? He's the like, whether it's conscious or not, the door is slowly opening wider, and you see more of this figure who seems to be hunched over with a hump on his back. He does appear to be at least half elf, but a particularly poor specimen of one, being that he's round-shouldered and hunched. What were you saying? Sorry.
Night Watch then goes into a telling him that she was built by a dragon, and said dragon had 2 assistants. Unfortunately, they died and became a part of became a part of her somewhat, or at least their soul is powering, or at least was powering. You know what I mean.
You know, I know this guy that's he set up a base in a home, as it were, a workshop, a throne room really, in a cave network in the desert. Calls himself the Golemancer. He'd be fascinated by you.
Okay. I will look into that later, and thankfully it's not Dimble you just talked about.
So anyway, you are interested in purchasing some life glass items?
Look to the party. Do you guys want to buy some magic items?
Blood Dancer's going to ask, why do you have a weird hump on your back? Just out with it.
Why do you have a weird nose on your face?
Yeah, I'm a weird mixed breed. You get a few weird traits.
Yeah. Exactly. My mother was human, my father wasn't. Let's just leave it at that, okay?
Okay.
Now.
Trying really hard not to metagame here.
What do you guys want to do?
Are there any items that I'm drawn to?
Well, you don't see a lot on display. He's got a few items on display, but Nightwatch would definitely, if you asked, Nightwatch would be able to tell you that the stuff that's on display in the front of the shop is just for display. It's not powered. It's not magic. It's just an example of the sort of things he could infuse if you wanted. So there's suits of armor, there's gauntlets, there's backpacks, there's a chest, there's various tools. Sounds like in the meantime, Rika and Scarlet are making some potions. Judging by the... Holy fuck!
It's a low roll.
Whatever you just made glows with radiant power. Fucking 30. Anyway, back to Max Value. You made it be West. No. You made a glow stick. No. Okay, what do you guys who are still at Mike's Emporium want to do?
Blair. Buy anything.
Sorry, what does Melrock say?
I personally don't have the gold to buy anything.
Okay. Do you say this out loud in character?
No, I'm just going to keep silent and let Nightwatch do her thing.
Okay. Thea, do you have anything you want to say or do at this point?
She's looking around to see if there's anything she can kind of, smuggle into her pockets while nobody's looking.
Okay. There is a small chest, when I say small, 3 inches across, encrusted with jewels, and it seems to sitting as it sits there on the shelf. It seems to have a large purple stone inside it. Yeah, the lid is partially open to reveal the stone inside. It looks conveniently pocketable, the whole thing.
Okay, well, she will try and pocket it.
Make a sleight of hand check, please.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
You got this.
Okay. Yep, you deftly remove the tiny chest off the shelf without anybody noticing. But regardless, it sets off the alarm spell.
It's like, what? What's going on? Has somebody stolen something? How dreadful.
Whoever has taken something, please put it back. Before we all get a headache, says Mike. It's not even the good stuff. Alright, none of you gonna live up to it? Alright. Do you want to have a look in my workshop and see if there's anything there you want to steal?
Can Fia put it back without anyone noticing as well?
Make another sleight of hand check. 28.
Not exactly the same.
So the alarm cuts off abruptly as you replace the chest back on the mantelpiece, not even disturbing a single speck of dust. Back on the shelf, should I say. Mike says, well, thank you for putting it back. The invitation's still open if the group of you want to come through to my workshop. I'll show you some of my actual creations instead of these display models, if you'd like.
Yes,
Blood
please.
Dancer says yes, please. Okay.
Yes. Also, insight roll on the
Yes,
guy.
let's go. Let's go. This place is full of thieves. Sneaking around. Taking stuff.
Okay.
Didn't even see them.
I want to roll insight, but I've got a +3, so I'm probably not going to figure anything out.
Give it a try. You never know. No.
6.
You were correct. You don't know why Mike's inviting you into his workshop after one of you stole something. But he leads you into the back, and you see a rough workshop where there's several projects taking place partway through. Again, weapons, armor. There even appears to be a set of semi-mechanical wings, and a workbench, and a shelf unit full of tiny drawers, and each of the drawers are numbered.
Do I sense any life glass around here?
Oh yeah, that shelf unit full of tiny drawers. Yeah, that storage unit is where where the majority of the life glass is just it's yeah, it's like a low drone of that could be interpreted as screams and wails and moans of misery, but it's just it could also just feel like it's almost like just a background hum. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely hear some screaming. Did you get your life glass supply from the necropolis?
No. I crafted it here myself. Mostly from people who try to wrong me.
You're about to kill us, aren't you?
Not directly, no. But if one of you is stupid enough to put your fingers in one of those drawers, I'm not responsible for what happens next.
Might watch a look at that Fia.
You look at Fia.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nightwatch is passive as a 30, so she saw everything.
This is true. You would have been fully aware of what Fia did. So
Maybe he looks at you and shrugs, like, what? What?
Maybe we could buy some stuff legitimately before we're about to beat some people up. That is not you.
what sort of thing were you looking for?
I'm looking at those wings.
Oh,
Those-
they're a personal passion project of mine.
Oh, well, it looks very, very impressive.
Thank you. It's been a long, hard task, mostly because the sight of them makes me feel physically ill.
Why? That wings are cool.
Wings are cool. They're also arrogant, haughty bastards. Anyway.
I mean, they're just wings. No.
Yeah, I know, they're just wings. I know they're just wings, but I don't just see wings. But I'm not here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about that. You wanted to buy some stuff. I suppose I could make another set of wings for you if you wanted. Maybe something a little less flamboyant and more practical. Do you happen to... Don't suppose any of you have a bird on you?
Bird
Yes.
carries a bird around with them.
It's just a lot easier to make a flying contraption out of the animus of something that can actually fly. I do have something, but...
Nope, don't have any birds.
Okay.
I can polymorph into different creatures. Perhaps I could turn into a bird temporarily.
How good are you at flying?
I've done it quite a lot, and I've only crashed a few times.
And how badly would you want to create a magic item for one of your friends?
Sorry, you cut out a magic what, sorry?
How badly would you want to create a magical flying item for one of your friends?
You cut out when you started saying magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you so eager to make a flying magic item for one of your friends that you'd be willing to give your life for it?
No.
Then that's not
Not
really
that.
an option, is it?
No. Can you...
If you really want to make something that flies, bring me a flying creature. Or better yet, take this. And he holds out a small iron box. The next time you find something that can fly, weaken it or restrain it, and then hold this box open towards it. And then bring me back the box after it's done.
Blah. Out of character. Is the box a bit like a jade lotus?
No, it's a simple... it's a simple iron box.
That functions like a jade lotus.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I thought it was the stone flask that was the
It's
basis
nowhere-
of the jade boat.
It's nowhere near as pretty as the jade lotuses that Blood Dancer
Blood
would be more
Dancer.
familiar with.
Going to look at the box and go, fascinating. We have a very similar item in my culture, and you managed to create something a lot like it. Wow. That's
It's
impressive.
so flattering when somebody points out that I haven't had an original thought. All right, go on. Go be useful. I'll be here.
You're a very sarcastic person.
Am I really? I can't say I've noticed.
I like this guy. He's very sarcastic and has a dry sense of humor. You are my new favorite shopkeeper.
I am over the moon with joy.
Mister?
What the hell? Is that a plant baby?
this is my daughter Marceline. What was that you wanted, Marceline? Do you have anything that could protect me?
Protect you.
Yeah, I keep getting set on fire.
Somebody likes their vegetables roasted, do they?
Nightwatch gives him a stare. Nightwatch will try intimidation. By giving him the disappointed, like, mother look.
Well, perhaps you could carry a bucket of water with you. Should be good for your roots anyway.
Do you
Oh.
have any item? Oh, sorry.
I do have something that could absorb incoming magic and convert it into something else. Would you be interested in something like that?
Marceline shrugs. Pertel, what is this item? The Nightwatch says.
Well, it can take on a variety of forms. It's usually a ring, a headband, or a pendant. The idea is that like I said, if any magic is directed towards the wearer, it absorbs about half of the incoming damage and allows you to channel that stored damage into an outgoing attack or spell, or I suppose with a little bit of tweaking I could even use it as to heal.
How much?
Let's see, about 3,000 gold.
Okay, I got 2,241 gold and 107 platinum.
107 platinum would be 1,070 gold. So yeah, that'll do.
Okay, so how much?
I'll happily do it for all of that.
No, wait. What was the price you told me?
3,000. So if you give him 100 platinum and 2,000 gold, that would do it. And you'd still have a little bit left over.
I give him the money that
he asked for.
I give him the exact same money, and I'm still giving him the stank eye. Let me roll again to see how good am I doing it.
Roll
It's an intimidating look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have like Marceline just give me like a guidance since she's wanting to help me out.
He takes the gold, smiles at your attempt to intimidate him, looks in a large ledger that he has on his workbench, and finds what he's looking for, and then goes over to the storage unit and opens a specific drawer, revealing a ring that seems to be designed to go over two fingers at once, and there is a large, almost mirror, there's a disc on the side that would face outwards that looks highly polished, mirrored, and around the edge of this mirror are tiny little inlaid lifestone chips, life glass chips. It's beautiful. You can't help but noticing that the silver is the metal is silver. But yeah, it's a little bit like a ring of spell turning.
A ring of what?
It's essentially a ring of spell turning, but it also works a little bit like the absorb elements spell.
Okay.
But yeah, shiny.
Ring of absorb.
Yeah. Ring of absorb elements. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, anybody else want to make a deal with Mike? Should we see about an anti-magic item? Says Melrock. Hey,
Would it be more beneficial to us or detrimental to take something like that with us?
is your character saying that out loud?
Yes. Because earlier I had mentioned that we could try like anti-magic against Granma.
Mike points out that actually absorbing magic is the easiest thing in the world with life glass. All you need to do is to put it in the vicinity of a source of magical energy and it soaks it all up, getting bigger and bigger. The only problem is that if you don't have some way to stop the process, it could be catastrophic.
Really? You wouldn't happen to have a chunk, would you?
A chunk. Yes, I have a chunk. Hold on. He looks in his ledger again.
Now, Rock, you have seen something like this. It destroyed a town.
Yes. And I'm going to click, my mind's going to click on that and go, well, there we go. Just do that to Grandma's Academy. Just feed the entire place, or feed the life glass from the entire place of magic, and it'll just grow and grow and blow.
Except there's nothing to stop it from growing like the town had.
Except the fact that the entire Grandma's plane is like outside of existence, so it'd be confined to the plane of Granma.
Since the two of you are not in the same location, I'm assuming this is an out-of-character conversation, and Mike would not
This will be out of character.
be able to chime in here. But yeah, he gives you another small box similar to the one that he handed to Blood Dancer, and says, "You need to be quick. Only open it for a brief moment, enough to absorb the magic that you want to, but not so much that you can't close the box again. Understood?"
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck it.
Not like my plan is to just open it and leave it inside the academy.
You're not saying that out loud, though, are you?
No.
Alright. Okay, I presume our business is concluded unless you want to give me something for the shitty life
Yeah.
glass shards.
Are you assuming so? Begins to
You
strut
just need to
out.
pay for the life glass and we're done.
Yes.
How much for the life glass?
How much is it worth to you?
I'll give you 300.
Done.
I'll hand him over 300 gold.
Blood Dancer, do you also hand over 300?
He said 100, so I'm guessing the guy is not going to accept that.
You did? I didn't hear that.
No.
I only heard Malrock say 300.
Blood Dancer said 100.
That's the best you can do?
No. That's just the amount I'm willing to pay.
I'm assuming you'll pay the rest along with the finished item when I turn what you bring me into a set of wings for you. Fine, I'll take the 100 for now.
Okay, hands over the 100.
Okay, now I really do need to get some rest.
Enjoy the rest, sir.
Hardly. Sleeping is a bitch.
It's
Sir, what's a bee?
What's a bitch? Well, literally, it's a female dog. But in this case, it's all over body pain that will not let me sleep.
Oh, okay. She doesn't care, just walks out the door.
rest well, and I also find insert name of random drug here. Helps with sleep. Give it a go.
Believe me, I've tried. I've tried everything.
See you later, alligator.
Did your parents drop you?
I don't know my parents.
I wish I didn't know mine.
Family troubles?
Yeah. His parents drop kicked him. Picks up daughter before she runs off.
Well, at least one of my parents was at well, so that was always a possibility.
Does Thea try to steal anything?
Yeah.
There is a rather nice dagger just sat out on the side with a big, beautiful purple stone set into the hilt. Thea? Are you with us? No, man?
I'm here.
Okay. Is Thea trying to steal something?
Oh, she's learned her lesson.
She's learned a lesson. That's a shame. That dagger's pretty
Well, for now, anyway. Now.
Okay. So yeah. You've got stuff. Keys is in the Feywild. What would be your first port of call? Assuming that you've gone home, where would be your first port of call to start making inquiries?
Well, I guess the first thing to do would be to try to figure out uh, which one of the courts, in general, that particular area would fall under.
Okay. Well, in your experience, the Sealy, while mischievous and chaotic, don't tend to do things that are deliberately evil.
That are deliberately what?
The Sealy court doesn't tend to be deliberately evil. So that you would guess that whichever archfey is delighting at Granma's antics is probably unseelie, right?
Okay. Please don't let it be the former PC, because I don't want to have to fight something like that.
It is not. When
I'd rather it be one of
if you're talking about Baggy, no, it's not Baggy.
Okay.
Or Gira.
Okay.
I have other plans.
Okay. So, given what we know and where we are, and being an unseelie court, do I have a chance of figuring out which of the Archfey it could be, based on the fact that it's Brownie's, and do I know which end of the, do I know where the Feywild end of the portal is?
Let's have you make an investigation roll to streamline this and say that represents you going to various Fey taverns and chatting with people over drinks, talking to the people that they would lead you to, and basically following the White Rabbit through this.
You want me to? Oh God, this is gonna hurt. Oh. I'm about ready to just beat down one of the Fey Court people. That'll do.
Very, very nice. So yes, you've gotten some great information from a variety of sources. Let's see if you can put the clues together with an insight check.
It's a little better. Not great though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You have a good idea. You know roughly where you're heading and where you need to start asking the hard question. Like, yeah, you've narrowed it down to a particular area of the Feydark. There's an underground market.
Well, this will be fun. But go take. I'm guessing it's going to take some time to travel there.
Yeah, but time in the Feywild is fun. So
yeah.
Unless you want me to go to somebody else for a bit, I can.
I'm okay with finding out what Rika did with that big ass roll. I need to go see what my kids are doing and ask them once again about dinner.
Okie dokie. Yes, so Rika, you have been mixing potions and you have this vial of liquid that hums in a pleasant... it almost sounds like a choir singing in unison as it sheds radiant energy.
Huh.
You've made something magnificent.
He's made magnificent. I'm going to cast Identify on it.
Okay.
Quick cast, by the way.
Burning a spell slot.
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it. Yeah, you don't have to roll for that. It's just a spell.
Yeah.
So you're as you pass the Identify spell through the potion, you get you feel the magic resonate, and you realize what this is. This is essentially a potion of full restoration. One sip will restore all your health and magic, and possibly even heal grievous wounds.
Rika realizes this, and he starts writing down, attempting to write down what he did. It's all scrambly and in multiple languages.
I want you to make a history check to see if you accurately remember everything that went into this potion.
24.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's in his notes. It's split between all 5 of his languages, as he's like, because he doesn't know like this ingredient. I don't know what it's called in common, but I know in Abyssal. Like, no one, like if anyone to look at it, they'd have a hard time. Like, what the fuck is this gibberish?
Yes, that's perfect. That's wizard. That's wizard script.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you gonna do with this potion of ultimate vitality?
He's going to set it down for now, as he's got some other jobs he actually needs to do.
All right. What else have you got up?
So he wants to try. He's going to look around. Is there a tongue of a giant clam and algae in the shop?
Tongue of a giant what?
Clam.
Clam.
Yes, clam.
I want you to make a perception check to see if you can find it.
Can it be investigation as I search the shop?
Okay.
And I know it sounds weird, but that's the exact description for what the potion's made out of.
What potion are you trying to make?
The potion of giant size.
Okay. You want to make an embiggen potion?
It's a little stronger than an embiggen potion, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you literally want to be huge.
This isn't for Rika. This is going straight to Malrock.
Okay.
Actually, no, it would go to Scarlet, because Scarlet's right there.
Wow. Assuming that it doesn't just evaporate as soon as she pulls it down her throat.
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
Yeah. That is true. Well, so that's a 27 on my invest.
Mm-hmm. Where did the Sean go?
Sean said, "Oh wait, that's not Sean." Oh,
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, sorry, I lost Wi-Fi.
uh,
Uh-huh. Did you find it down the back of the sofa? That's usually where I lose stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, in my youth, I did consider making a T-shirt that said, "I found Jesus. He was down the back of the sofa the whole time." But anyway, so yes, Scarlet now has an elixir of giant size, which is fun.
yes, I think it benefits Scarlet the most. Wait, don't I have to make a herbalism check?
You already rolled a 27, didn't you? Or was that to find?
That was my investigation to find the ingredient.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and make your brewing roll. Fucking
29. Yeah.
Yes.
So I shall send that to you, Scarlet, in one moment. And there's one final potion I want to craft.
So we've got a potion of Scarlet the Kaiju.
Yeah. I want to try to make a potion of giant strength.
Which giant?
I suppose that's up to you and what the shop would have for.
I suppose it depends on how well you roll as well.
Okay. So you want me to roll first, then you decide?
Yeah.
28.
Okay. Pretty sure that's... Should have known you'd roll high. Well, I see it's plus 15. Let's try and be a bit balanced about this. Where is that? This'll do. Giants.
And when you say Kaiju, it makes sense, because this will be going to Scarlet as well. If, depending on which rarity.
Cloud Giant. Strength 27.
Okay, so it will be going to Scarlet. So brief summary.
After you drink that potion, your strength will become 27.
Yeah.
Which essentially gives you a plus 8 to strength checks and damage.
Now, would I always have like the potions, or once I drank them, they're gone?
They're a one-use item.
So the giant strength is only for an hour,
Yeah.
and giant size is for 24 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
wow.
give you for a summary of giant size, you become huge.
Yes.
Your HP is doubled.
Mm-hmm.
Your reach is increased by 5 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and the damage you deal for weapon attacks is tripled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even your hold on. Come on. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so your claws, normally they would do 1d6 plus 8 when you're raging. That's going to become 3d6 plus 11? Yeah. When you're raging. And it'll do 3d4 fire damage too, which is fun. And it'll be a plus 13 to hit instead of a plus 10. And your hit points at the moment are 148. So that will double to 296.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which, given that you'll be raging, is a bit like having almost 600 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at potions, and at first I was going to give it to Malrock, but I think it would be broken if I gave it to Malrock.
Yeah, put them on your sheet in the probably in the treasures. Make a note that they're one-use items.
Yeah.
A potion of giant strength and potion of giant size.
Okay. Could you send me either a message or do that for me? Just a message of like what to put in the sheet so that we could do that later.
I can put it on your character sheet on my end and then send you a copy if you want.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be easier.
Yeah.
Kids are crazy.
Kids are crazy.
Very much so.
Hey, not all the students are against us, Night Watch.
Become huge for 24 hours.
Now, Scarlet, when I tell you it's time, that's when we really need you to drink those, okay?
We need to come up with a code word.
Now.
I'll never remember it, but Rob will.
How about now?
Yeah. Sadly, Rob, it does say weapons, so breath weapon wouldn't.
Breath weapon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it's usually not AoE. It's usually ranged weapon attacks and melee weapon attacks.
Yeah.
Or natural weapon attacks in the case of her claws. Become. Becomes.
And now I'd like to make a philosopher's stone. I'm kidding.
No.
I shall use Scarlet as the fuel.
Okay.
And then we shall start making our way back.
Making your way downtown.
Yep. And I'm gonna just drink the potion now because
You're gonna drink the full restoration.
yeah.
Why did you do this?
Because I was
Chaos.
looking. If we really wanted chaos, Malrock, weapon attacks, dealing triple.
That would have been unfair. New Scarlet character sheet, or at least latest edition.
Exactly.
Because we fucking can, and if we can, we do. Yes. So, so you're drinking your full restoration potion. So you get all your hit points and spell slots back. If you had an exhaustion, that's gone. If you had any missing limbs or old scars, they're fucking gone too.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that... Oh well.
And also curses.
I don't think Rika had any curses at the moment.
You don't think being
Unless-
half dragon is a curse?
It could either be a curse or a blessing. So far, nothing has happened with it.
That's true.
In Rika's mind, all it did was give him scales.
What do you think, guys? Should I strip away his half dragonness?
Considering what gave it to him, as powerful as the potion is, I don't think it can compare to deific magics.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Depend. Was it a great worm that turned me? Because if it was a great worm, I don't think anything I make could ever stop it.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was a pseudo divine influence. You're right. So
great.
yeah. Except chaos dragons really don't conform to the pattern because chaos.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
So,
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready for this? Anyway, so, Kiza, are you able to
Yep,
continue
I've
your-
ordered everybody at my house food now, so we're good to go.
Sweet.
Okay, before we do just do it, does anyone need healing?
No, I healed
Okay.
myself up.
So I'm assuming you're meeting up outside Mike's Emporium
Mm-hmm.
in the streets. Okay. All except for Kiza, who is probably interrogating a red cap right now.
Cool.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that probably sounds about right. Who do I have to
Roll
tell me now? Who it is I have to go to get this contract stopped?
Roll intimidation with advantage. Nice. He screams, "The shopkeeper! The shopkeeper! Just leave me alone! Go to the shopkeeper!"
There's lots of shopkeepers. Which one specifically?
I'll show you! Just stop trying to drown me in swamp water, you bitch!
Keep it up, and I'll make sure you never see another drop of blood again.
Fucker! Show ya! This
I follow the red cap because I have a feeling that it knows if it fucks me over, it's not gonna like its life.
So he follows you. Yeah, you follow him to this dingy little village in this fetid, swampy part of the caverns of the Feydark. There's a shitty, murky little tavern. There's several ramshackle houses, and a surprisingly nice-looking shop right in the town square.
All right,
I'll give
get
you-
out of here.
I'll give you two guesses what name is emblazoned above the door.
Are you giving the player to get? Is it Raz?
It is a shard of Braziel. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Nimble Dimble because he's here too.
Dimple Gimble, no.
No, because it's freaking contracts. I should have known. I'm gonna look at the red cap and go, get out of here before I take you back to the Sealy courts, wash you in crystal clear stream water, and hang you up somewhere to dry where you will never ever see a drop of blood again.
Not if I see you first, he says, running away screaming.
Gods. Okay. She doesn't know anything about the shop. She doesn't know anything about the shop. She doesn't know anything about the shop. She doesn't know anything about the shop.
So.
But given the fact that it's a nice looking shop in this shitty part of town, she's a little bit nervous of a shopkeeper who can keep up this kind of fancery in this area. Which I think makes sense. Like, something's a little off.
Yeah.
So, not like a bull in a china shop like she might have been had it been, like an actual fey shop, but still with a fair amount of confidence. She's going to walk into the shop.
All right. You walk in, and a large. Oh well, no. Yeah, a rather stocky, fey-touched tiefling. Gets up from his chair behind the counter and says, "Well," slapping his belly, "what can I do for you?"
Okay. So, I've been through many parts of the Feywild to find the person responsible for a contract between a little girl and some brownies.
Oh, have you now? And that led you to me, did it?
Unless the red cap was lying.
It's possible. You Fey lot do have a tendency to be mischievous.
Yeah, but generally we don't. When we're overpowered and by a person, we usually don't lie when we know that they can back up their threats.
This is true. This is indeed true. Now, I'm assuming the reason why you've come to me is because you want to try and undo that deal. Am I right?
That is correct.
Well, in order to do that, you're going to have to offer me something better.
Well, what did they offer?
That depends on which little girl you're talking about now, don't it?
Okay. I know what's up. What would she... I know her insight sucks. Well, it's not horrible, but it's not... Alright. I'm tired of doing...
As you're thinking this over, he wipes some saliva off his chin with the back of his hand. Almost as if he's drooling at the sight of you.
What's the matter? You look hungry.
I'm always hungry, mate. Best thing if I ever did was set up a little shop here. You don't know how
Interesting.
empowering it is to do deals with the Fae.
I do know how Fey magic works. But that... never mind. Okay, so... the little girl who grows up to become Grandma...
Oh. Little Greta Lynn, yeah. How are the Faywell family doing, by the way? Still keeping in good health after all these centuries, I assume. Did you hear that? Giza, did I lose you? I think we lost him to child. Okay.
You lost me to food delivery.
Okay. Did you hear what Braziel said?
I heard him starting to talk about the little girl, but then there was a knock on my door, and the kid showed up going, knock on door, knock on door.
Fair enough. So he said, little Greta Lynn, yeah. How is the Faywell family doing, by the way? Still hale and hearty after all these centuries, I assume?
Same as...
Like I
well,
said, like a day hasn't even passed for him?
yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah. Pretty proud of that. Now, what do you think you could offer me that would be better than that little mischief? Is it power you want? You want to sit in her place?
No.
The master of magic?
No. That absolutely is not what I want, because I don't do... Well, I mean, I do dabble in magic, but my thing is swordsmanship.
Oh, you want to be a more forceful sort of leader then, do you?
No. I don't want... That's the whole thing. I'm here to better the lives of everyone on the material plane and to potentially save some reckless people from a suicide mission.
Well, that's a shame, because it don't work for me or for the big three to have you lot be happy.
There will always be unhappiness, but that level of unhappiness doesn't work for anything.
Oh, but it does. You just don't see the old plan clearly. And why would you? There's too many of us, all doing their own little thing, but all towards the great plan.
What plan would that be?
Well,
I can't...
if I tell you that, you won't be leaving this shop. How badly do you want to know?
I'm probably not leaving this shop one way or another. Because either you're going to tell me what it is that you think is the great plan and keep me here forever, or I'm going to die trying to kill you.
Well, if your last wish is to know what my plan is, I'll tell you. Bend closer so that I can whisper it in your ear.
Oh, hell no. I ain't getting that close to you. I don't know you that well, and I don't trust you.
Of course you don't trust me. Then why would you? But perhaps I can summarize. When the time comes for me to collect on those contracts, there'll be hell to pay. Let's skip to someone else.
They're 3 rooms away. I can't get them to be quiet.
Okay. So you didn't catch any of that? I thought I delivered that quite well. But
You were absolutely fine. I thought somebody was complaining about the fact that my children are just making wild background noise.
no, I didn't hear anybody complaining.
Hmm.
It's all in your head. Sorry. You were really close, Anthony? What do you mean?
To the bend over comment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think she's smart enough to understand that. Yeah, she's got a +2. That's a 14 intelligence. Devils. Why does it have to be devils?
So, back in the City of Gate, Kiza has returned with Rika has returned to the rest of the party with an empty flask and Scarlet, who is waving around 2 full flasks. What do the 2 groups? What do Blood Dancer, Malrock, Nightwatch, and Fia have to tell Rika and Scarlet, and vice versa?
Well, guys, I made us a mini Tarask, so I think we're ready to fight Granma.
Made yourself a mini Tarask? No, you did
Yes.
not. Unless you mean Scarlet, of course.
He means Scarlet.
Yeah.
Then will be the equivalent of a mini Tarask.
Okay. Just don't unleash it onto us, please.
We shall see how Scarlet acts.
Please don't set me on fire.
Now, what did you guys find out while I was out making potions?
Are you pretty foolish? This is true. You do tend to get frenzied, Scarlet. This is true. Malrock, Nightwatch, Blood Dancer. What were you guys doing while he was brewing?
I'll tell Rika that I got the chunk of life glass and that I have the plan to use it as a bomb, basically.
Please elaborate.
The guy who sold me the life glass was saying how life glass constantly absorbs magic and grows. So
Correct.
I bought it, and we can just throw it into Grandma's academy, and boom.
the thing is, it will continue to grow.
Can
Can we close the door?
have you make an insight check, Rika?
Yeah. Out of character, I think I know what would happen if we did that.
No. So yeah, you think that it's just going to continue to grow within the academy, and not stop because the academy is full of magic. Yeah.
Yeah. And what happens when it absorbs everything on that plane, Malrock?
As long as there's no doors open, it has nowhere to go.
It's going to crack open the plane, Malrock.
What? Okay, I didn't get that one.
Rika's afraid that if they do exactly that and drop it in, it's going to try to go into other planes. Because once there's nothing, like
You're saying a vacuum can't exist, basically.
yeah, he's afraid that much energy, and he's also afraid. What if someone
Make an Arcana check.
outside? What?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. He's also afraid. What if someone tries to go into the academy once that's there? Because not everyone's.
I've thought of that. Once the magic starts getting absorbed, and the source of the magic to the doorways gets absorbed, there will be no more opening the doors.
Yeah, this is true.
So it'll be
yeah.
contained
But-
plane.
Okay, Rika.
Yes.
What you'd end up with if all the magic implodes in on itself is a negative plane.
Yeah.
Where does the
Isn't-
energy that make undead come from?
More undead would happen. If we did that, Magister would get stronger.
Good theory.
Because Magister's whole shtick is the undead who are made by negativity.
Yeah. Well, he's next on the list after this, so we'll deal with him after this.
Yeah.
Maybe your Scarlet Harass can deal with him.
Also, Magister knows how to stop life glass bombs. And Granma sent one to Magister. She probably knows how to stop it as well. Because that was the whole thing where Night Watch had a mini Magister inside of her.
Was it Grandma that sent that life glass bomb?
Well,
The Drow sent Magister it, and the Drow were under Grandma's control.
Hmm. But that was all part of a carefully constructed drama, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was all just for the excuse. Magister was never really in danger in the first place. It was just for
Exactly. So they probably know how to. If the Magister was never in danger, and we just recreate the event, what if they have a anti-way to stop the danger?
I want you to make another insight check with advantage.
With advantage?
Mm-hmm. Situational advantage. That's more like it. There we go. So, you realize that, yeah, if you if you release some life glass in a part of Grandma's Academy, Grandma would seal off that part of the Academy.
Yeah.
It's sort of going to happen anyway, because as the life glass absorbs the magic that keeps that room or hallway separate from the material plane, then that room or hallway is going to go back to the material plane and no longer be a part of the academy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could slowly remove large sections of the academy if you had enough shards of life glass.
Yeah.
But it's not going to swallow the whole academy at once.
Exactly. Now, if we wanted to kill just Grandma Malrock, we'd have to sacrifice one of ourselves using the life glass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems like we'll have to end up like doing the dirty work and actually going the long way and fighting our way through.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. I'm just saying,
Dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
we'll either need a lot more, or one of us will have to die to absorb Grandma in life glass.
I'm taking you with me.
Exactly. But I love the idea. Until now, can we just use it to absorb magic thrown at us?
I get, yeah, no, let's do that either way, charge.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So, does Kiza have some trick up their sleeve to get out of their current situation and back to the material plane?
No. As a matter of fact, we may never see Kiza again.
Not true. I might have a way.
Will you let me finish?
Yeah.
As Kiza attempts to create a contract, to break the contract that involves something like, I don't know, 2,000 years of servitude leading Braziel's armies.
Ooh. So you really are trying to make a better deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she would, as much as she doesn't want to deal with it, she really, really doesn't like the idea of what's going on back there, and is feeling like that this may be among the best bets to make sure that an actual change happens, and that everybody doesn't wind up throwing their lives away for nothing. She has no idea what's going on back in the material plane.
Got a warm feeling in my gut. So, Kiza, what armor are you wearing right now?
I am currently wearing adamantium plate.
So, first I want you to make a persuasion roll to see if you can convince Braziel to go for this deal.
Persuasion. Oh, cool. I am proficient in persuasion. Huh. Or at least get a start on a negotiation, maybe. Hey, God, why'd you fail me now, Dice?
You're gonna have to sweeten that deal. I mean, I'll be losing. You have no idea how many souls are prepped for me with the current regime. How many people come through my doors seeking a way to improve their lives. I need something better than just servitude.
Oh, God. I get to choose which ones they are. I get to choose how long it takes. But I will become an angel of death, a reaper of souls, and I will gather you 100 billion souls.
It's a deal. And he puts out a large, chubby, taloned hand.
She shakes it.
How does Palor feel about this?
Huh?
Rika, is that what you're trying to say? How does Palor feel about this?
No, out of character. I'm wondering how the god that Queza made is bound to.
Pella. Yeah, the god of light. I
couldn't remember if it was Peller or Palor.
Well, either way, she would have. Actually, before she took that, she would have sent a message.
Go on.
Send a message to the god going, "What I'm about to do is for the benefit of so many, so that the light may return to its rightful place. Even if myself becomes darkness, please take your gift back and find a more willing host, or a more deserving host."
Okay. So okay, so he doesn't get the Sunsetter.
No.
Right.
No. Because she's not stupid. She's not giving an archdevil or whatever this is access to a divine weapon. Plus, but that much energy eventually will be worth the. I mean, she's carrying a belt of giant strings, the adamantine plate, the +3 sword, and a amulet.
So as he shakes your hand, you feel energy, dark, bloodthirsty energy, well, soul-thirsty energy, technically, flowing from him into you, infusing all of your weapons and armor with additional enchantments. You are now wearing Hellfire armor, which the belt of Hill Giant Strength and your +3 Greatsword are integrated with. So you can summon your blade from your forearm at will. As well as anything else that's equipped to you. And it's got this cool burnt black finish, and in places it's crazed with this hellfire glow. Fun, right?
Yep.
And then you get shifted back to the to the city of Gate, along with an army of Merigons.
What the fuck is that? Rika says, pointing it out.
Yeah, you just see a fucking infernal general leading an army of devils appear.
Okay, guys, we need to move it now. Now he's trying to push Malrock to no avail. His feet are digging into the dirt against the stone wall.
So many devils.
No.
Scour the city.
How would Blood
Kill any
Dancer?
moves.
How would Blood Dancer react seeing? Okay. So the vibe coming off this infernal plate armor has a similar soul-thirsty vibe to it that your old black razor sword had, what would Blood Dancer's reaction be? Confused? Okay. Fair. Very confused. Kind of scared. That's fair.
Let's get moving.
It also feels. It's also got a Tanako vibe. Yes. Even though the color scheme is definitely Momozoku.
The big question is that it, outside of this part, did the other part work?
You're the reason why you have an army with you is so that you are empowered to destroy the big three yourself. Take the power. Literally take the power. Your sword isn't just a +3 sword anymore. It's a Braziel blade.
You know, she almost has enough.
Almost has
It would take me two. It would take me 2 level, or it would take me 2 levels.
To do what?
To take warlock levels if that's what Braz wanted. I need to raise them. I need my charisma up, which I would get on the next.
You don't have to be a warlock. You're. You could.
I'm just saying though, like
you could if you wanted
I'm
to.
just saying theoretically, because at 14 level, being a fighter, I would get another ASI. Anyway,
So yeah, you know that if you can get close enough to finish the big three with your sword, they're done. Their energy is not going anywhere but into you. And by extension, to Braziel.
then I'm either going back to the house to try to get that little girl, or I'm going to the cottage.
Okay, so you, the rest of you see this scary-looking dude in infernal armor lead his army out of the city of Gate towards the Darkwood.
Guys, I look over at Scarlet. No.
No, why? No, not rather than now. No.
I'm telling Scarlet no.
What do you mean follow your army? What is that? Is that you? What happened to your sonness that you were blessed by Paylor with?
Kiza, you're going to reply to Nightwatch?
I've become. There is no light without darkness. There is no sun without shadow. I have become the darkness and the shadow, so the light shall shine brighter.
Okay, that was.
Please don't use my quote against me.
My war is currently not with you.
Okay.
Currently.
And I shall do everything in my. I am trying to do everything in my power to not make it against you.
Do you guys know
Part
what
of the-
Paragons look like, by the way?
Those things.
Those things.
It's not. I get the poop. No, I don't want the poop image. Oh fuck. Yeah, those are ugly.
They got such cute baby faces.
No, they do not.
Anyway, by the way, everyone, I'm sorry. I didn't expect it to go this way.
It's okay.
Please don't get too mad at me.
Just be careful.
No, some additional lore has been revealed today that I've been hiding under my hat for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was new to even me. I've been here quite a while. All right. Well, the devil army marches off to. Yeah.
To try and soul suck Granma.
I was gonna say I can open the door for you.
That's interesting. Do you want to march
No.
into the academy?
Yeah.
We don't have necklaces. We won't stay in the academy.
I have a necklace. I can open the door for you. In your
But once through, without either you or a necklace, we will fall back into the real world where the door opens.
Okay. Let's go with your plan, I guess. Let's go.
What just happened?
Sean laughed. Canoodle for...
Scarecrow at brass?
What? Trying to throw a brass?
Oh my god. Keep track of everything.
Oh, Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Okay. Well, while that thing goes on its rampage, should we go to the academy now?
Well, the army seems to be heading first to the farm.
Yeah.
Are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yay, we can hear you. So,
Finally.
what's this about a scarecrow? I'm confused. Can you hear me, Noodle?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just thinking, doesn't Noodle and Brass sort of know each other?
Danger Noodle may be, but Danger Noodle and Braziel are not in the same location.
No, but she might ask someone to throw a scarecrow at him.
Okay. But anyway, in the army is heading towards is heading out of the city. Are you guys following? And are you going to try and convince General Kiza, to lead the army directly to Grandma's house, or are you going to let him and the Merigons try to slay the little girl first?
I think they can handle the little girl and younger Grandma. I think we should try to clear out the academy for when they eventually make their way to older Grandma.
Okay.
How does that sound, Brian?
You want to prepare the way?
Yeah. Because we know that Granma is preparing the academy for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Rika doesn't think that we would be much of help when they have an army. And Akiza on their side. But what do y'all think?
Okay.
I kind of feel like we just let the devil army just do its thing and we just fall behind them.
Yeah. To answer your question, Rob, they're going after young Granma, which will be affecting the academy.
Mm-hmm. So, to make it simpler, you want to target Mother, Kiza already faced Maiden, and Crone is also in the academy. Yes. So, is Kiza still going to kill the little bitch before heading to the cottage?
Oh God, yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. She does not seem to have predicted this. She seems shocked and surprised when you come back leading an army. And she tries to use her trickery to keep away, but there are way too many devils.
I'm also sending one or two of the devil army to the well to seal it, just in case.
Nice. That's cool. But yeah, before long one of the Merrigan is wearing little Greta's face.
To the cottage.
To the cottage. Into the dark wood. As you approach the dark wood, the vegetation seems to thicken. Brambles wind in between the trees and producing nests of thorns. We need therapy. Yeah.
What?
The vegetation of the woods has become thicker, even more impassable than usual. You also, of course, see several panthers and hybrids in the trees.
I will look at them.
Bows and arrows trained upon you.
Clear the way. Or die.
Turn around or die, is the reply.
Okay, how powerful are the devils in my army?
You want to see a stat block for American?
Yes. I need to know I need to know what I'm working with, if my plan will work. I know it would have worked if it was the other one. Are they strong?
They're foot soldiers. Da, 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 da.
I mean, like actual physical strength, not necessarily powerful.
Yeah, 18.
Is that strong enough to toss me?
You want them to throw you into a tree?
I want them to throw me at a werepanther.
Okay. Throw you at a werepanther.
Yep. As my greatsword's out.
Just use you as a missile. Okay. So, with a little help from your armor itself.
Dad, is the rain gone?
I don't know.
Bye bye.
Child asking about the weather. I cannot control it at all.
That is the rain gone.
Wait, I can summon my blade.
Yes.
I need a 20 strength.
You don't even have to have it out yet. You can just point your fist at the enemy, and then as you get within range,
God.
that's what we're gonna do. So yes, a couple of Maragon, like leg and an arm, toss you up into the trees. Your armor takes on a more aerodynamic form as you travel through, as you sail through the air, and as you as you are hurled at the shocked werepanther. What do you do?
Oh, I go slashy.
Roll to hit, please. That's a crit.
How many of those 4 hit?
Oh, all of them.
Oh, goody.
Oh, goody indeed.
I can't. Why can I not ever remember how much that is? That's not going to get it right. Okay. Okay, so it's 72.
Okay. After you've done your thing, I'm going to ask each of them in turn what they do now. Holy crap! Okay. Chunks of werepanther raid down into the thickets.
This is a star pattern, by the way. Vertical, horizontal, 2 diagonals. Just
You just carve an asterisk into the dude.
Yep.
All right. He's in segments. All right. Okay. Blood Dancer. What would you? You see this situation where the forest itself seems to be moving to protect itself from the oncoming army, and as do its residents. Would Blood Dancer? You so we're sort of going in the same direction, and then by the time the army is just unstoppable. So while you're still deciding how you're going to get through the woods, the army shows up. Okay, so in terms of stuff you could do, just putting do you have? Oh, okay. I'm trying to do. What can you do? Is this? You could take Eldritch Blast pot shots at werepanthers. You could establish a telepathic bond between your party members so that you can all communicate with each other silently, so that the enemy doesn't know what you're planning. You could put mage armor on. You could polymorph something. What do you want to do? What would Blood Dancer do in this situation?
He would probably set up a telepathic bond.
Cool.
I don't really know what else I can do to help.
Okay. Like I said, you could just lay down a hail of Eldritch Blasts. You could.
Pardon?
You could lay down Eldritch Blasts. You could just start attacking foliage, or parkour up into the trees and attack werepanthers. You could Misty Step up into the trees and attack a werepanther. But
I
if
would.
Go on.
I would probably start casting Eldritch Blasts at the werepanther after I set up a telepathic bond.
I think telepathic bond is an action. So, but yeah. So this round you're going to do the telepathic bond so that everybody can communicate with each other telepathically.
Yep.
Are you including Kiza?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask, how the fudge did you get a army like this?
Kiza, would you like to psychically respond to that question? Or are you going to ignore it?
Are you talking to me?
So Blood Dancer has established a telepathic bond between all the party members, including yourself, and has asked, how the hell did you get an army like this, basically.
A deal was struck to break the chain.
Mm-hmm.
What chain?
The circle.
Oh.
The chain is a circle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll communicate with the Waconians and Tripanians next turn.
Okay. So, Thea, you can hear everybody else who is communicating telepathically. So you heard that conversation between Blood Dancer and Kiza in your head, as did everybody else. You know that you have to get through the Darkwood to get to Granma's house. You know that the Darkwood is trying to keep you out. What do you want to do? Thea. You're muted, by the way, just in case you're talking away. Be right back, location change. Okay. Perfect timing. Alright, we'll come back to fear. Malrock. Same question. What do? Nothing I can do except let his army do what they're doing. You don't want to... I don't suppose you would want to help devils, would you? You could help the woods by casting plant growth. Or wall of fire in the woods to help cut a path through. You could really fuck things up by casting banishment of keys. He's already got his army working on it. Yeah. Well, his army are mostly getting entangled. They're hacking away with their halberds, but they're getting entangled. And, yeah. More than a couple of them have gotten barbed seed pods stuck in their feet.
Oh no. Their physical form will disintegrate and they'll just go back to the 9 hells.
So Malrock,
Where they can...
Okay. Night Watch.
He's just watching the chaos and just singing the song "Will the Chain Be Unbroken" after Quaza says that.
Okay.
It's like it's a song, so I just thought of that.
That's cool.
I can reckon I could probably beat these guys to the cottage if I want to.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Use the army as a distraction while you do something cool?
Not fly. Not watch. Can't get sea potted because she's metal.
You're just gonna march through?
Or even better, she'll just get a big branch and start sweeping the path for them.
Cool.
And Marceline will be a little cheerleader.
Yeah, anything that's hostile towards you would probably be affected by spirit guardians. Just by the way.
Okay. Oh, I guess Spirit Guardian could work. So would that just destroy the sea pods?
And also any plant creatures that are reaching for you and would be...
Sounds good. I will do that.
Cool.
Just doing a little marching.
And we know what Keys is doing, leading the army. Rika!
So, you see, Rika's looking up at Quisa, a little frustrated, because Quisa just told them that we should take our time. Well, not just told them, but back in the Fae, they were like, we shouldn't do this so fast.
And now
So,
Yeah.
and now they did that, which, nothing against you as the player, Quisa. Nothing against you.
But But it does seem
But
like a dramatic change of character, doesn't it?
Exactly. So Rika's frustrated.
Okay, the reason it
Yeah.
went this way is back then the player was overwhelmed with just in general of things.
I think this fits pretty well, actually. That your
But-
personality
like-
and your would change dramatically after making a deal with the devil. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And now we were kind of trying to take the time, but then we were kind of forced into a fight by some of the NPCs we wound up talking to,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Kiza being let me double check her thing. I gotta remember exactly what she is.
But like I said, I do not mind.
Fighter. But in character,
But being the neutral good type of character she is, which is supposed to be like in the old days was like a caregiver.
Yeah.
She went to an extreme to protect everyone else.
Yeah.
sacrificing their own soul. Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway.
But Rika doesn't know you did that. He just knows you suddenly showed up with a lot of power, so he's frustrated.
I think
He's upset.
I mean, you could make a check because
I mean-
she literally did say a deal was struck.
Yeah, but Rika's never met Braziel. Rika doesn't know anything.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know how the Fae are with deals and contracts and things like you might know.
Yeah.
Just in general, there's a chance you could glean from that she's done something
Mhm.
really out there just to try to give you guys a chance.
Yeah. Well, Rika's going to do
Otherwise-
something drastic as well.
Okay,
That's
well,
that's perfectly fine.
Cool.
Do what you need to do. Like as I said,
yeah.
I have no
Please-
problem with it.
Please do take
I'm
advantage of the
gonna
fact that the army is taking all the focus to do something.
I was just giving an in-character reason why Rika's about to do what he does.
Okay, go on.
So it is a single spell, but I'm wording it. I'm going to flavor it as him doing something. He pulls out 2 pills in his pockets, and he pops them. Out of character, he's casting polymorph, but
Okay.
he says the word "forced magical enhancement," and he starts to turn into one of these guys.
You turn yourself into an otter.
They're not just any otter.
Go on.
Yes. I came across these little guys. They're a CR-13 beast. But they got magic.
Yeah, a magic otter.
Yes, they're a magic otter.
Is it a real thing?
It is a real thing.
For what book?
BGDIA. Let me just look up. They're called the Traxigar.
I was going to say that's Baldur's Gate Detention to Avernus.
Okay.
Yeah. I came across these about a year ago, and I found them adorable.
That is, pardon the pun, utterly ridiculous.
Exactly. They are ridiculous.
So yeah, you take this. Okay.
And they let out a loud screech as they fly on their broom towards the cottage. Because that was my action.
Okay.
I've never done the book, Thea, so all I know is these things are adorable, they're outrageous.
I don't think they're a race. I think it's an individual. But,
Polymorph just says a beast.
right. So you're taking advantage of that. Fair.
Yeah.
Anyway. So.
So y'all just see Rika turn into a otter on two legs, scream, and fly towards the cottage.
Wonderful.
And if I recall, they're only like 3 feet tall, so they're tiny as well.
Well, small. Small.
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah. No, they're tiny size, so they're shorter than that.
I thought you said 3 feet.
Yeah, I was wrong.
So 1.5. Good.
Yeah, 1.5.
Fair enough. So
Why so tiny?
Very tiny.
Okay.
Did not see that coming.
No. That's great.
Anthony, when I told you about my plans with the army, this was one of the options, and you just skimmed over it to the whale.
I didn't know what I didn't know what the Traxigor was.
Yeah.
But anyway. Okay. So. Yeah.
Fia's back, so you can go to her.
Yeah, but I could. She's already posted. Fia doesn't seem the need to do anything. There's an army. She'll loot the corpses afterwards. I mean, the army is a heck of a distraction. You could get some awesome sneak attack shots off if you wanted to. Or you could try to stealth your way through. Nah, she's good. Okay. Alright. So, what about Scarlet? Some vicious vegetation isn't going to stop you, is it? Amanda?
What exactly am I looking at?
So what you're looking at is the dark woods, because you're all trying to get through the dark woods to get to Grandma's cottage. Now, the devil army is tripping over itself trying to get through the foliage. Kiza himself has had the devils throw him into the trees and carved one of the werepanthers up. But there are several other werepanthers and lots of thick vegetation which seems to be alive between the trees.
Oh, okay. So are we wanting to go through, or are we kind of, that's what we're trying to decide?
You want to get through to Grandma's house, which is in the middle of the woods. Now, you are made of fire, and you can be angry and fiery and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving forward, like not too fast or too far. And I'll encourage everybody to follow me, but if people aren't ahead of me, I won't, like, go. Or coming, I won't go. Sorry.
Fair enough. So you're going to burn your way through the woods, basically, just causing the vegetation to dry up and blacken and go away, basically.
Yes.
Sweet. You don't even need to rage for that.
I'm an auto rage.
So Scarlet and Nightwatch are both clearing a path. That's awesome. Blood Dancer, upon seeing this, that there is a path being cleared through the woods, you said something about contacting somebody. Are you still going to do that, or do you want? Have you got a new plan?
Not sure. He might let them know what's happening, but it's up to them if they join.
Do you have?
I have sending.
Okay, then I need an updated character sheet because this one doesn't.
Okay, I'll send that to you now.
Okie dokie.
Should be in 3rd level spells. Yep.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It is there. Sorry, I didn't see it. There it is. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so you are sending to Oriana, or
He would probably favor the Emperor because that's technically his big boss.
uh-huh.
And he might get in trouble for not prioritizing the Emperor.
Well, you'd also get in trouble for not talking to your dragon.
Yeah, he will inform his dragon.
Tanako or
What?
Mazoku.
Yeah, or Tanako,
Tanako. Cool.
of what's going on, and it's
Right.
up to them what they want to do.
Sounds good. That would be your action.
Yep.
Fear still hanging back. Okay. Malrock. Is there anything you'd like to do? Okay, so you're just gonna follow the others in. Follow the path being cleared by Scarlet and Nightwatch. Awesome. Nightwatch is going to continue moving through the woods, clearing the path. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the little one doing? What's
On top of Nightwatch's shoulders.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Just checking because Scarlet's fairly close, and she's putting out a lot of heat. And also, one of the trees nearby seems to be vibrating. Thoughts? Nightwatch?
Yeah. I'm just listening to what you're about to say.
I asked what your thoughts are on the fact that one of the trees nearby seems to be vibrating, and also Scarlet is
Put up a shield and have it be a rain, be an umbrella.
And you've still got your spirit guardians up anyway, so if any buzzers
Yeah.
do come close, they're just going to.
Yes.
Okay. And Kiza, are you just going to go hack up the next? You could jump over to another branch and attack the next
Attacking werepanther. I would like to like look at them and be like, with that look of, do you really want to continue this?
This is our
But I
ancestral
w-
ground. You have no right to.
Because packing up werepanthers is going to take forever, and my goal is getting to the three. So
you're going to mostly ignore and just keep going through the woods.
yeah, I'm going to attempt to play Tarzan, and since I'm up in the trees already, I'm just going to go from tree to tree to tree. Getting my way there.
Acrobatics check.
One.
It would be better just to fly.
Oh, don't worry. I'm about to clear a giant path for y'all, so...
Okay.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not horrible.
24.
That's a 24.
Nice. Yeah, so you're just bouncing from tree to tree like a fucking gummy bear. Rika!
Rika looks at the fact the forest is slowing everyone down, and he lets out a squeak and snaps his fingers. As four giant... Well, first I gotta make an Arcana check, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It passes! So...
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
Four giant circles in the sky appear. And rocks, a giant rock from each, slowly comes out as I cast Meteor Swarm.
Oh, yeah. Meteor Swarm. Fucking hell.
Specifically in a line from our place to the...
To Grandma's.
I figured it'd be better and more fair to expend the high-level spell slots when it doesn't really matter.
How close are the meteors getting to the house?
I'd say close enough where the shockwaves would hit them, but not like on top of them.
Okay, so you're not going to try and flatten the house with Grandma in it?
No, because he doesn't know if it'll work or not. He's like, just clearing a path is much better than...
Mm-hmm. Alright, so yeah. You clear a path, revealing...
each one doing a... Yeah.
Sorry?
And each one deals 147 for any of the creatures that are in the pathway.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, lots of dead things.
Oh wait!
What?
Shit!
What do you say?
Yeah, Queesa might be right.
Bullshit.
Would Queesa get hit by this?
Possibly knocked prone with a tree across him.
Okay.
Or her, rather. You do smash several trees open, revealing sticky corpses inside.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the forest is set afire.
Yeah.
So, Malrock. So what I did was, I used a loophole.
Mm-hmm. Same one I've been doing this whole time to cast really ridiculous spells.
Yeah. And I wasn't doing this because, well, one, it would make it... And it requires checks. I could have miscast this, which would have been really fucking bad for us.
Mm-hmm. But it's a it's a loophole in the scribe wizards, right?
Kind of more of just a loophole in having the spell and actually knowing the monster exists. Like, because you didn't know the creature existed, so like you wouldn't have even known it.
Okay, so
like,
Trexigo has the spell, is what you're saying.
No, an item I has lets me make an Arcana check to cast the spell I don't know.
Right.
And that's what the Arcana check was. But it's got the spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
And out of character, well, like, Anthony may not know this, but I've set a rule of, like, I can only do this once a week is, like, my personal, like, even if I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And two, if we want, and strength-wise, I want to point out Malrock.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure everybody gets a chance to do something, Amanda.
Exactly.
I don't want to have one or two people just dominate.
I'd like to point out that power-wise, normally I'm just a wizard. When we have people like Malrock, which can cast Disintegrate at will. We have Queza with the army. We had Night Watch, which could absorb anything for a long period of time. Like,
I appreciate what you're trying to do, Rika. But while you're explaining all of this, other people aren't getting a chance to play.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you've played a path with meteor swarms. Kiza did end up getting knocked prone with all of that because he was bouncing ahead. And it was hard to tell where he was because of the canopy. But yeah, now there is a swathe of smashed and blackened trees. Bits of rock everywhere. Basically, there's a rubble-strewn battlefield suddenly opened up between the river and Grandma's house. So, yeah, Scarlet, you don't have to slow burn your way through anymore. You can go charging in if you want. Alternatively, if you want, we can put a pin in it here and we can do the assault on Grandma's house next time we play. Because I think people are getting a bit tired and frustrated. What do you think? Should we call it a night? Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. I'd rather you did care, but I understand what you're trying to say. Alright, so yeah, I think we're all a bit frazzled. So let's put a pin in it here and we'll pick it up next time we play. I hope you guys at home have enjoyed this as much as we've enjoyed playing, or even more so. Feel free to join the Games and Geekery Discord server. There is a link in the description below. And yeah, in the meantime, no matter what role you play,